I've got it. It's going. It's going. It's going. Oh my gosh! And we have a wow. You guys are so. You guys are so messy.
I'm in the back. So you can see her birthday.
I'm just hold it together. Seriously.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nikki. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you guys. I love you guys. Woo! I love you. I love you.
Thank you. Big happy birthday shout out
Thank you.
to Nikki Martinez on top of the world.
That's right. That's what's up.
Doing what she does. Doing the do. Got the birthday balloons in the background. So, like, I'm going to let her take over before I just get ecstatic and all over the place. I'm going to just let Nikki Martinez, very, very happy for her. This is her third birthday in the free world, right? That's a big accomplishment in the free world. And she's living life with a purpose, a sense of belonging, a righteous sense of belonging. So we are definitely happy to have her on board in this process, in this journey, hand in hand, foot in foot, moving forward, making steps of positive growth, and just being in support of one another. So we definitely want to acknowledge her for her birthday. She's a queen, and we love her. Mm. Thank you, Nikki.
I love you too. And he blessed me with his Manly Monroe voice this morning. A couple of times I got sung happy birthday. So I feel super honored. I'm definitely grateful for this life that I've been given, another chance. Like I always tell people, like my birthday it's a great thing and I love it, and I'm grateful to have been born. I'm grateful to be here on this earth. My biggest birthday that I celebrate is definitely my release from prison, which was March 14th, 2019. So now I think I was blessed with the opportunity to live and continue breathing. There were so many different things and obstacles that I had endured while I was inside, and never did I think that I was going to step foot into the free world. So, the fact that I'm out here and I'm living with amazing people in my life, with amazing support, doing the thing that I am in love with, it gives my life definitely meaning. And I'm so grateful to be home. So, so my name is Nikki Martinez. Today is the celebration of my little life. This is the day that I walked into the world and was like, what's up? I made it. So
yeah. And there was a purpose when you came into this life, right? Mm-hmm. At that being, just I always look at that, like, coming out the womb, mother's womb, and having dedicated mothers, even though we might have disagreed with them on certain things, like they were there, they were faithful in prayers and just uplifting and being in support. Before I hand it over to Nikki, I definitely want to celebrate her life and her release. And we went to a conference with Barrios Unidos up north, great trip with Oakland and Barrios Unidos. But the Barrios Unidos trip, when we were able to celebrate all these strong women, Nikki and three others, of living life after life, right? And surviving life. That takes a strong lady and a commitment to be there and endure all the system-induced traumas and all the trials and tribulations that they went through. And now to be out here in the free world, thriving and moving forward. And yes, there's going to be different struggles and different feelings and things that come about, but that was powerful, celebrating the women, right? And we need to keep our women in mind, because we get caught up with just, the men and the resources for them, because, there's more men, right, in the institutions. But we need to break out that habit and definitely bring resources to queens like Nikki Martinez. So I just wanted to say that before I hand the mic. She's the one that does the introduction. but definitely I just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, thank you, boss. I appreciate that very much because it does. Women do go definitely unnoticed, unrecognized, and the suffering and the suffrage that we experience as women that are formerly incarcerated. To all my queens, to all my sisters that are out there, Crystal, I know you're watching. Tanya, I know you guys are watching. Darlene, I know you're watching. Sending you guys massive love for the things that we've just endured. We're survivors and definitely appreciate your guys' love and support through this. So my name is Nikki Martinez. My pronouns are she, her, we. We're here for Victorious Voices this morning in San Diego, representing youth empowerment. Super, super grateful to be here today. I always want to start out with a quote before I start anything, because I feel like, in order for us to receive a blessing, it has to come from something that's given, and it's not something that's just coming out of my face, but it's something that resonates in my heart, that I feel it's a message that I'm supposed to deliver, to not just to our people that are formerly incarcerated, but to anybody and everybody that's listening, to just deposit something good into your world, so we're talking about turning points today. This is Turning Point Tuesday, and there's so many different opportunities and obstacles. There's so many different obstacles that come in our lives that present us with amazing opportunities. And I believe that it's definitely up to us to determine what breath we're going to take and in which way we plan on exhaling. Where are we going to spend that energy? Where are we going to put that breath? Where are we going to breathe? What are we going to breathe life into our lives, right? What are we going to inhale and what are we going to give out? So as we were talking about turning points, we've done a couple of different dialogues about turning points throughout this time, especially throughout the last 2 weeks, because this is one of the topics that we decided we were going to discuss. And so the quote that I have is, the turning point in the process of growing up is when you discover the core strength within you that survived all the hurt. A lot of times we look at ourselves and we neglect to take a look at that inner child, the inner child in the little girl or the little young boy that was hurt, right? But it's when we start discovering that hurt and we start discovering that pain is when we start growing up and we realize that we've survived so much as a tool to help us grow, to get us to the next level. It's up to us to choose to be at that next level. Right? I think of all of the different experiences that we might have endured while we were in there, with all of the different opportunities for all the different turning points that we had. With each turning point we had an opportunity to grow up, So I would pass that over to you, boss, because I want to know what you think and how are you feeling today?
Okay, most definitely. So I'm feeling ecstatic. There's a lot going on,
Yeah, there is.
But I feel ecstatic, with, the turkey run that's going to happen on Friday and all the work happening within the community and all the other resources that we're going to be a part. Very forward. I'm looking forward to that. But at the same time, that takes work, right? So we need individuals that are ready and committed to be a part of the process and committed to do the work. How you feeling, Nikki?
I feel extremely grateful. I also feel anxious because I know we have a lot to do this week, I definitely, as I was thinking about celebrating my life this morning, I thought about the wake that you went to yesterday, and the services that are getting ready to happen. And so, I think there's a piece of me. I wasn't fortunate enough to be, a mentor to this mentee, but I know that you were. But when I think about, our youth that are suffering, right, and that have endured trauma and have ultimately led a life that they seek relief from, and they seek that relief, and ultimately it causes devastating consequences for them that helps them in their mind feel like they're coping with something, but at the same time it hurts them and it takes their life away from us.
Most definitely, it was bittersweet at the candlelight vigil yesterday. I went to honor one of our mentees, Johnny. Me and my wife used to take him to school, mentor him, look out for him, feed him, be engaged with them. And, he overdosed the other day on fentanyl. So we went yesterday to the candlelight vigil, to the mother's home, and to be able to connect with the mother. And, there was like 10 to 12 mentees there that have been a part of my life when Youth Empowerment first started. We're talking about Johnny. He was one of the original youth empowerment mentees. So, it hits the heart, right? The chords. And Nikki brought it up. I had forgot about it. And then she brought it up. And so now my heart is sad, right? But no feeling is ever final. And what we're gonna do is be there for the parents. We're gonna celebrate this Friday. We're gonna have a 200 turkey giveaway, our first annual turkey giveaway. We have everything blocked off from the side streets, the sidewalks, down the parking lot, so youth, individuals, and families could come get that turkey, right? But we're also that day, we're gonna have a food blessed by Mothers with the Message, Bevelin, through UPAC, and we're gonna have plates of chicken, chips, sodas, rice, beans, where we're gonna sell these plates out to the community, and all that money is gonna go to Elise, the family. So everybody that's present here on this chat, invite a friend, come get a turkey, a few dollars for a plate. Youth Empowerment will definitely donate to the family. And this hits home, right? With all the different traumas that are happening currently in our community. This fentanyl is no joke, and it's killing lives, y'all. So we need to be vigilant and be focused and be paying attention to our kids, to the people we work with, our mentees, and shed some light on this. Because the last thing we want to do is hear these stories of our youth, individual, or family members overdosing. So 200 turkeys being given away. Nikki, how do you feel about that?
I'm super excited. I definitely want to send a shout out. We're going to have all of the information put into the chat right now. So I definitely want to give a big shout out to Joseph Lucero from the Mayans, Mr. Creeper. We really, really appreciate you. We want to just hashtag change is possible. This is his first mission, and it's 3 cities and 1 mission, making it happen for so many different families, for to be in a position to where you can give back to a community that gave you so much when you felt like you didn't deserve nothing, you didn't have nothing, you weren't going to make it out of something alive. And to be in a position that you come back and you give back to those communities is amazing. So I just definitely want to commend him. I want to thank him for being a part of this. I want to thank him for just coming here, for bringing all of the support and the networks that he's bringing to make sure that this is possible for the families that are in need to have that opportunity to receive this turkey. So I know that it's going to be a lot. We're going to have a lot of traffic here at the Asian Business Center. And like Boss said, we're definitely going to be working with mothers with a message to give that love to Johnny and his family. So I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
Most definitely. It's definitely community therapy for myself and Nikki and to all our staff to be able to give turkeys that day. So gobble, gobble, come on board on El Cajon Boulevard, 4660 92115. We're about a block away from Hoover High School. We got the Budget Tire Shop right across the street, Domino's Pizza, Asia Business Center. So come help support.
Yeah. It's what?
No, our topic.
Oh, yeah. You're starting to do the remix right now. And I was like, okay. Bringing it up, Manly Monroe right now. He's dropping beats, dropping lyrics. Check him out. No, but before we move on, I definitely want to send a shout out, and I want to send a thank you to Barrios Unidos. I want to send a shout out to my queen Aaliyah out there that made all of that possible for us, made us feel extremely welcomed and present in Barrios Unidos, Santa Cruz. A big, huge shout out to Nane for being the leader, the pioneer, the amazing king that he is, that has a heart that is just, with every single beat and every single breath, you can feel the presence of this man's love and his generosity for people that are incarcerated, for people that have endured trauma, for the systems that have been put in place, and how he has a heart that the heart that bleeds with him, I feel like, is what can dismantle the systems. He has no hate, he has the most beautifulest soul, and so to be in his presence was just an absolute gift. And for him to be able to host an event to elevate the voices of women that have been formerly incarcerated. You know, he was on our podcast last week. If you guys didn't get a chance to look at it, please look at it, check it out. You know, you could just feel his generosity. You can feel his love. You can feel his sincerity in what it is that his purpose is, his life's purpose. You know, while we were out there, he took us to his land. He took us to Sweat. We had an amazing ceremony. We had an amazing drummer, Israel. Thank you so much for showing up and providing that space for us. For Jessica that came out and sang with her beautiful voice. For Nane's sister that came and supported the process and showed us what it was like and what it felt like, the roots in them grounds of their home and of their space. You know, it was amazing. It was an honor, you know. So I definitely want to send a shout out to Nane and to Barrios Unidos, and also to George Galvis from Courage. You know, we had an opportunity to romp around in the streets of Oakland with Mikey, with Rico, with Alex, and with my girl Danny. Like, you guys made us feel so welcome in your guys' neighborhood. You guys showed us amazing artwork that took all of our breaths away. I was able to take amazing footage and just be very, very present with all of you all. So I just want to thank you for extending your guys' hand, extending your guys' heart, and allowing our feet to be planted down in your guys' neighborhood with your guys' love and support and arms wrapped around us. I felt it. I felt it when I was there. So I definitely want to say thank you.
Thank you. And so our topic of discussion is turning points, right?
Yeah.
And so with turning point, some individuals have that awakening where it's one moment, one event that just drastically just makes them see different, the way they do things, the way they live their life, their process. And for me personally, like, I have different turning points that have been in my life that have been part of my process of healing, of support. And my first turning point when I started this journey of change, right, was, well, first I had to lose everything. And when I say lose everything, I mean, at that time I was, you know, with my wife, Gabby, inherited 2 other kids. You know, we brought them into the home. I had a business, I had everything. And in matter of 2 weeks, I lost everything. So I understand the impact of lost and what that feels and what that means to me as an individual. So going back into the county jail and getting the best 16 months that I ever got in my life. I thought I was going to get another 5-10 years, and I was blessed with 16 months. So this allowed me the opportunity to use that situation and circumstance as a turning point in my life. I remember being in the county jail in East 8, right there in downtown, and they put me in the cell. I was in there by myself, and I remember seeing the TV out there in the day room and just looking around, right? The 4-corner cell, and just looking at each wall. And I made a decision that, you know what? This is going to be my turning point. I'm not going to live this life like this. I want to move forward. I don't want to live like a dog in a cage, right? I want to be free. And I was at peace with myself. I remember getting on my knees and just praying to God, and just, I need relief. I need healing. I need direction. I need you to guide me through this process. And so I went on my journey. I went through El Chino. I went through the hunger strikes there. And, you know, we were in solitary for confinement, you know, going through the hunger strikes. For some, it lasted 3 weeks. For some, a month. But I remember going to Corcoran Shoe, and back then they had the dog cages, right, where everybody's there and communicates. And that was a turning point for me, in the dog cages, and communicating with my brothers that I know and I still consider my friends, and them getting in my ear and telling me, man, like, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? You keep on just going out there and being a big old dummy and getting locked up and running amok. Like, and these are lifers that are connecting with me, and they're telling me, what's happening with you? Like, why are you doing this to yourself, to your family? And for me, that mentorship was a turning point. That rang my bell. Like, it made sense to me. I had like this awakening, like, I don't want to go back. And normally everybody says like, I'm not coming back, right?
Yeah.
That's like a famous line
Oh
in the
yeah,
men's
famous.
prison, right?
Oh, it's in the women's too. I'm
Too?
not coming back.
Okay.
Okay.
Especially if they don't have life,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm not coming back.
But they
I'm
like
not.
to come back and visit and
Yeah.
then live there with us.
Yes.
They do.
Yes, that was me. Just come back and visit, come back and visit, right?
Those are little vacays for you guys, huh?
Little vacations. And so, and that's crazy how you consider it a vacation.
Yeah, I would have a lot. I would have a lot of females that would come in there and they would be like, that had kids and they had life, and they'd be like, or life out there in the free world, that had jobs and stuff. And then when they would come in, they're like, this is like a vacation, and that's of course against not talking about the systemic trauma that happens while we're enduring, that life inside. But yeah, they would say like, this is a vacation, and yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned that, because I remember going in for a violation in Donovan, and I had all this stress on me. I had to start paying bills and everything, but I wasn't ready in my process.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in the cell, I felt a sense of relief.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not no vacation.
No, it's definitely
what
not.
does a vacation look like?
I think it's there's a level of responsibility that's not required in there, right? And it comes with a lot of different consequences when you're living that life. You have to get up and you have to go to the chow hall, but do you really? No, you don't. Like you could stay in your bed, you could stay sleeping, you could do that. You can go do what the state wants you to do as far as a job goes, or you cannot. Yeah. But there's going to be consequences. You're going to go CORC, you're going to go to ADSEG, you're going to, failure to program, all of those different types of things are going to happen. However, some people are okay with being locked in like that. Some people run the streets hard. I ran the streets inside very, very hard. Some people are out here running the streets very, very, very hard. And, in there, it's just a sense of, I can decompress right now, and when you're going in for a short period of time, you already know there's an out, I'm out at this point, they can't keep me past this point. So I might as well just do what I do, and I can live how I live in here for the now. And then you get back out there, or people get back out there, and then they run it up too, So.
Why? Because life out here is a struggle. Right? I'm just keeping that real.
No, Crystal said I never went to the chow hall. You're right, Crystal.
Okay,
I didn't.
too.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for addressing my trauma.
Okay, she had Nikki bringing her plates, y'all. Right? So Crystal was taken care of. What's up, Crystal? Much love, girl. So I see you at the beach too. Like, hey, much love.
Yes.
So that's stinking thinking of thinking like that.
Yes.
There's a lot of responsibilities, and yes, there's different stresses out here in the free world.
Yes.
Job, work, responsibility, bills, which could also become overwhelming, right?
Yes.
And that's why we need that help and support of communicating that, so we can move forward in our process. So the turning points, my biggest turning point was when my family just stop putting up with my shenanigans.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And I felt that impact.
Yeah.
And now just being able to come build a relationship with them, like I had transformed my life, my process, time and healing, so they could see that I was really genuine. Yeah. Another turning point for me was connecting with my mentor, right? That excited me. That made me feel passionate. Like, you know what? Why don't you start a movement in your own community?
Yeah.
That gave me a sense of purpose. Yeah. And like, I like to move around and strategize and vision. So that was also a turning point in my life.
Yeah. Another
turning point in my life was youth empowerment, bringing people along like Nikki, the team, putting a strong team together where we're in unity for the community and moving forward, all on the same mind, same page, right? Communicating when, having hard discussions when we need to have them, but that gives me a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
How about you, Nikki? Does that give you a sense of purpose?
Yeah, absolutely. I think of, the same thing. Like, it's crazy because we're really like besties in spirit. Like, seriously, I really do believe that everything has aligned for you and I to be living this life side by side, doing what we do purposefully. you know.
Mhm.
I think back on my turning points, you know, the first one was in shoe. Same, I was in segregated housing unit. I had an indeterminate shoe term. I didn't know when I was going to get out, and it wasn't until I was about 31 where I realized why I was in prison, the harm that I had initially caused, what led me to be the person that I was while out here in the streets that could do something that like that to another human being. You
Mm.
know, in honor of John and Deanna, I was in segregated housing unit when I realized what I had taken from their families, you know, and it was that turning point that made me decide that I wanted to be a different human being, and I knew that that wasn't who I was, you know. It led to me getting out, you know, dealing with a lot of severe depression, feeling unworthy, feeling self-loathing, a lot of self-disgust, suicidal ideation, like a lot of that came. And those are, you know, a lot of times they say that when we're growing and we're going through these pains, it's because it's cultivating some type of character in us that is more that is more to us than what we even realize we have the capacity of being, you know. And I think about that, you know, I had to hate myself before I could love myself and before I could love anything else. And that's really, really unfortunate. um and you know, I realized after that I knew that I wanted to do and be something more as well. It wasn't about me, it was about how is it that I'm going to be able to honor John, how is it that I'm going to be able to give back to the community in a way that I harmed and I had taken so much from. And it was same, I wanted a movement in my community. So me, Jasmine Brandel, Elizabeth Lozano, and Amy Priesmeyer started the Juvenile Offenders Committee inside of Chowchilla, California, you know, and it's still active and it's still running. And we
That,
had
that must have been exciting.
it was, you know, we were fighting with administration. Like they didn't want to see us, you know, they thought we were still up to our shenanigans. They thought we were just trying to traffic dope, you know, from yard to yard. They thought we were trying to go do all of this stuff. But really our passion was strong about wanting to give back because we knew it was hope. Like we finally had hope. Like I was saying this weekend, you know, they had wrote the bill for the juvenile LWOPs. Things were on the horizon and they were changing, and we had a different heartbeat that was happening inside of that institution, with just a little bit of hope that people were going to have an opportunity to come home.
So,
you know,
so a turning point was hope.
hope. Oh, for sure.
And I remember you saying this a while back,
Yeah.
where like your mom, she called you all excited about
Yeah.
a certain bill, and you know, you had hope for the other females, even
Yeah.
if it wasn't for yourself, and
Yep.
that gave you a sense of hope
Yeah.
and excitement and belonging. And
Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely it changed everything. It changed the way that I breathed. It changed the way that I looked at life. It changed the way I looked at people. You know, I was miserable. I was depressed. You know, the only thing that motivated me was a shower in the Medline. Like I was going to get them drugs, you know, like without a doubt. And I was going to do whatever by any means necessary. And it was like once hope came in, then I knew that there was more that needed to happen. There was a change that needed to happen,
wow.
you know?
So we're talking about all these different turning points in our lives, but with our mentees, it's that hope,
Yeah.
it's that kinship, it's that brotherhood, it's that sisterhood, it's that building community, it's that lived experience, it's that connection, it's that building a relationship. What's the end goal? How are we going to get there, right? How are we going to get there together, not by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
in partnership, to get to where you want to achieve your goals and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk some turning points about some of our mentees, right? And what we've seen, our perspective of them.
Yeah.
Claudia, I know you're on the chat right there, and I'd love to hear some of your turning points. Like, what was some of your turning points in your life that made you go through your process of change, of transformation? I'm thinking of a kid named Chava, right? Salvador Robles. I remember connecting with him when he was 13 years old. Unfortunately for this kiddo, you know, his dad was murdered right here on 37th University. So that was a acute traumatic experience in his life, right? I remember my wife and I having a discussion with him at Healing Headquarters, the house on Logan, 32nd Street. And I remember telling him, hey, what do you want to do with yourself, right?
Yeah.
And he said, I'm ready to go to prison.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going, right? And so we continuously had to build relationships with this kiddo, right? And he's the kiddo that I've been to court the most in my entire life. We had 8 to 10 different court dates, right? And just being there and being consistent as far as mentor and mentee
Mhm.
than him having a little girl, right? A baby after he turned 18. He had some struggles as an adult, right? And so for some, it takes a process. It takes many more challenges and trials and tribulations to get to where you need to get. Now he's a businessman. He's a father. He's a family man. He sells shirts. He has a little ice cream truck, with the little SpongeBob and all that,
Mhm.
rolling through the neighborhoods, right? And selling ice cream, doing things legit. So everything is a process. Like um, we're putting our theory of change together, right? And what it is activities, short-term goals, and long-term goals. Yes, let's get these short-term, the data goals in place, but what's the long-term goals? Where are we going to get with the long-term goals, right? Because that's what it's all about. A program just comes, it goes, it's 8 weeks, it's 10 weeks, it's 24 weeks, sometimes 6 months. But here at Youth Empowerment, we build everlasting relationships. What are some turning points that you've seen in the kids that you've worked with? Estefan, bomb.
Oh, my baby. Yes, I was just
Bomb.
thinking about him right now, and I was thinking. So initially I had one when we came in as mentors. Um, I have one that has definitely. I mean, I went to go pick him up in county jail. I went, trying to just be, because I know when you come out of that process, and what he endured while he was in county jail definitely broke my soul. And picking him up, I feel like that's when we're the most vulnerable, right? That's when that's when we realize that we don't want to endure that life. That's when we realize, like, I don't never want to go back. It's after that suffrage of experiencing that trauma to where it's just like, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. So I feel like that's when you can deposit the most. So I made it a point to go pick him up all the way in Vista, and I remember just having a conversation with him and, telling him, well, you're minimizing, well, you're making excuses, well, you're justifying your behavior. Do you realize that you're so much more? Do you understand what it is that you can give? And I think like I said, it's our responsibility to deposit something great. If you know better, then you do better, right? And for us that are involved with individuals that maybe don't know better, right? Or that are blinded by their denial patterns, we have an opportunity and a privilege, really, in all actuality, to show up for those folks and deposit something into their lives to help them remove that veil and to show them something different, show them their worth, right? So I think with my little guy, he's I believe he's in the army now.
Yeah.
He's traveling. He's doing what he wants to do with his life. He got off probation. He completed the program. I have another little guy that came yesterday, and I'm super proud of him. And I see the greatness in him, I've been very blessed and fortunate to be able to do that, to see the greatness in the people that we work with, in the human beings that we work with. And I feel like they just don't get told enough how amazing they are, and the things that they have, and the qualities that they have that make them so resilient, to make them achieve so much more than what society, than what the systems, than maybe even sometimes what their own households tell them that they're capable of accomplishing. I feel like that's our role as community mentors, incredible messengers, to let them know, like, you have greatness inside of you. You have greatness inside of you, and I see it.
Yeah. Life is full of different turning points, and so we're excited with this journey of hiring 10 youth individuals from 12 through 26 that have been impacted by the justice system, past or present. And we definitely feel that that's going to be a different turning point in their lives of being a professional, right? Because when you become a professional, there's a sense of responsibility, and getting these kids suited up with the suit and tie, or nice professional dress, or some attire that they're going to walk in a room and with that presence of confidence, with a smile, right? And so we're definitely encouraged about that. Claudia Reeves, if you're listening right now, you need to reserve December 3rd at 3 o'clock. If we had to go pick you up and snatch you up,
Wow.
we're picking you up. You know how we do it. I'm gonna come pick you up in the car. We're going to Resilience Oceanside to do a trauma-informed training. Okay? So do you know how we roll?
Okay. Dang. And the green light has been sent, just so you know, we're coming for you, Claudia. And for all of our people that have been out there and experienced, different turning points, there's so much in life that knocks us down. But one thing I want to say is we made it today. We're here today. So it didn't knock us down hard. We're here, we're breathing, we survived. We may still be struggling. We may still be going through our different motions. We may not still have it figured out, but we have survived. And because we have survived, it's up to us, like I said, what it is that we continue to breathe life into our life. What are we going to wrap our arms around and hold on for dear life and be like, this is what I want for me? Our turning points are important. They help build us. They're all building blocks to help us stand, maybe even sit down sometimes, maybe even lay down sometimes, but at least we're breathing and we're doing it the way that we need to do it, So I want to give a strong shout out and a warm heart to John Winters, our guy that's out there in Minnesota, part of the fire department. His mom is struggling right now. So, she's on oxygen. She's currently in the hospital. So if you could please send out your prayers, love, and positive energy to Squeaky. We love you here at Youth Empowerment, bro, so much. We're sending love and energy and healing and breath to your mom. And we love you. We love you, man.
We love you and support you, homeboy.
Yeah.
And anything that you might need, you're over there. We're over here.
Yep.
So if there's something that we could deliver and just be in support, just let us know.
Yeah. So, all right. What you got?
No.
Oh,
that's
are
it.
we done?
You got the quote?
I got the quote. I got it. So don't forget, y'all. We'll see you Friday. If you're here in the San Diego area, we will see you Friday at 3 p.m. Come by. We're gonna have 100, up to 100 nice show custom-made bikes. Were made with sweat and tears. They were made customly. They're driving, like I said, all the way from LA. They're hitting Orange County. Shout out to Homeboy Industries. Shout out to Project Kinship in Orange County. They'll also be giving away turkeys here at Youth Empowerment. The final run at 3 p.m. We will be at 4660 El Cajon Boulevard. We'll be downstairs in the Asian Business Center. We'll be handing out free turkeys, and we'll also be selling plates for our family that's in need. And so we ask that you just come out, that you show your love, that you show your support. Go ahead.
And really quick, if you know a family that's in need and they can't come here, right? You make the line for them. Make the line for them, and you come and get the turkey for them, because they might not have the resource to do that. And then you could bring the turkey to the home and bless that family as well.
That's right. Yeah, that's amazing. So quick shout out to everybody that's watching. Thank you guys so much. Tori, I see you. Crystal, I see you. I love you guys very much. So what I want to say is, as we close out, I'm going to read this quote real quick, because I feel like this is something good to leave it with. Your breaking point is your making point. Period. Make every single breaking point that you have your making point. And you have the power, the strength, and the ability to make it everything that you want it to be. We have that. We've made it out of so many things. So with that, youth empowerment, why do nonprofits constantly ask for donations? Because we need the money to keep doing what we do. And we are in love with what we do, serving a community that's definitely here with us. So youth empowerment doesn't ask for donations. So we're doing it now because we want to do more, not just for ourselves, but for the community in which we serve, right? We work for you, the people in our community, and we hope that you will work for us to help more people understand why we do what we do and make the changes in people's lives that we make changes for. If you would like to support the work Youth Empowerment does, you can make a secure online donation through our website. Just click the donate button and fill out the form. All your information is definitely kept confidential. So go to youthempowermentsd.org. Help us continue to help others and be of service to a community that we are in love with. And we thank you so much for all that you do. And if you always do what you always did, you're always going to get what you always got, right? So let's step it up a notch. God bless you, boss.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I got, somebody, I was at the gym this morning and somebody sneezed and I said, God bless you. I don't know, some random person. And
they
then
didn't say nothing.
They screamed across the thing and they said, thank you. And I said, oh, my gosh,
okay.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Because I bless random people and I never get a thank you back. So that was amazing. Thank you, Rob. He said, salud. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you sending a blessing to him as well.
Muchas gracias.
All right, you guys have a beautiful day. You guys be good to each other. Celebrate the life and the breath that we've been given today, because there's other people that have not had that privilege, that opportunity. So let us live in honor and respect of those that do not have that opportunity to live today. So be a blessing to yourself, be a blessing to others, and thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much. Peace.